And we're live for Allison Summers Presents the Big Brother After Show, except Allison Summers is not here because unlike Deb and I, Allison Summers has a life and a Valentine.
Yeah, I have none.
And she's, no, well, you do, but you're married, so it doesn't count anymore.
Yeah, and he doesn't give a shit. So.
Did you get anything for Valentine's Day?
Yeah. He's just so.
What'd you get for Valentine's Day? Anything? Flowers, candy?
Nothing.
No?
Yeah. He pretends that he forgets.
Oh, he just pretends he forgets.
Yes.
See, I actually do. I actually do forget every time because I figure like, you know, whatever. The big event for me around Valentine's Day is the candy special afterward.
Yeah,
then
hell
I'm like,
yeah.
oh, let me go get those Reese's Fast Breaks, bitch.
Yeah.
Amen to that. So on to the topic at hand, darling, before I go off on a tangent, because, you know, I tend to derail myself thanks to the medication. Did I already take my Klonopin? I don't know. I hope I did because, girl, we'll be getting into it by midway.
Medicate the bitch, please.
Medicate. Yes, please, girl. Amen to that. So let me just tell you, I might be alone in this, but I feel bad for Shannon. I feel
horrible. I feel horrible for her. They're totally isolating her. They are making her feel like she's going crazy.
What did Shannon do besides win a couple of competitions that was so backstabbing and aggressive and cruel in the vein of, say, Omarosa or James? Who I can't stand James, girl. I don't like James more with each passing episode. His ego is the size of Dallas, Texas. He is so full of himself, girl, that he's about to spill over the edges. Like, I cannot handle. He's going around wearing a jersey with his name on the back of it. He's constantly talking to his fans. I don't know how this boy has 3 million followers on.
I don't get it.
Did he pay for them? Did he do one of those where you buy followers?
Probably.
Because
I could see that happening.
I don't know how anybody could stand I could not stand in a room with him for too long before I'd have to knock his jaw into the street, bitch. That's all there is to it. He just drives me up a wall. He is so pompous. He is so arrogant. Shannon, on the other hand, is relatively humble, and she seemed generally inclusive of everyone from the very beginning. You know, her telling, see, I already forgot his name, James, to throw the competition to Ross so that Ross could, you know, put up Keisha and Omarosa. She was a team player up to that point. And then suddenly this week she's got the target on her. And I can understand feeling very blindsided by that. Like, why? What did I do? What besides be a competitor?
Exactly.
But can I just, Deb, do you think that Brandy is pulling all the strings?
She has her hands so far up Ari's ass. She is definitely the puppet master this week.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree with you 110%. 110%. Well, Mars in the chat room said when Shannon said she lost the love for Big Brother, it broke my heart. It did mine too, to be honest, because I think that Shannon was playing an authentic game. I think she was trying to be honest. I think she was trying to be sincere. I think she was trying to play the game with some integrity. I never felt like she was being shady or deliberately,
not at all.
Deliberately underhanded. When she was head of household, she was nowhere near as messy as Ross. I don't think I would trust Ross to babysit my dogs.
Ross is getting real messy, and people are catching on to his shit. Finally,
they're catching on to his shit. Finally, but let me tell you,
and Marissa too.
Marissa is as well, but Marissa with Ross was like, you know, we need to backdoor Shannon. James and Shannon are the ones that I want out next, right?
Right. Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
A really important question.
Yes.
Do you sometimes mute the feeds when Marissa is going on her tangents because you can't stand to hear her voice anymore? Because it's like fucking nails on a chalkboard?
I pay so little attention to Marissa just because I feel like she's a non-entity in the house. She's a follower. So remember you used the term goat, and I really feel like that's exactly what she is. She's a goat. She's just kind of being dragged along. She's going to go along with whatever the majority says. She doesn't seem to have any independent thought, and she never gives an opinion unless she's asked for it, which is really cool to play under the radar because that keeps you generally in the favor of everyone. So that's kind of a smart tactic.
Yeah, but it doesn't give you a resume to look like you actually played the game. Like, what did you do? I was a goat. I'm a fucking goat. That's what I did. Bah. What do goats do?
Exactly. But do you know, goats often win. They make it right to the end because they never ruffle any feathers.
Yeah, they get drugged there.
Is where, you know, Shannon immediately by coming out of the gate and winning, that sort of set up a target on her back. However, I will say this. I will say that Ross contributed a lot to the Shannon paranoia.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
The Shannon paranoia, literally, he's watching her on a video playing pool with James, and he's like this. He's like the, you know, Ross, they have a final two.
Yeah.
They have a final two. What makes you think that? Did I miss something? Did they ever say they have a final two?
And did Ross not make an alliance with both of them?
Yes, he did. But then he turned around and projected that onto them in front of everybody else in the house to target Shannon.
Right. And that's why Shannon feels like she's going fucking crazy because everybody is telling these lies. And what the real truth is, Shannon's truth, nobody believes her because everybody's lying.
Exactly. And Nelda said that was Brandy. She was saying Shannon is a beast at comps. And Shannon was a beast at comps, but she was willing to, for the sake of her alliance, which I believe she was faithful to, which is unlike I can say to most of my exes, that she literally was like, you throw this for the sake of the group. For the sake of the group, this is what we have to do. She was thinking not of herself. She was thinking of everybody. And that I had a lot of respect for. I felt like she played a respect. There is no question in my mind that Shannon's going home next.
What?
There's no question in my mind that Shannon is going home next.
Unless she wins this veto. They haven't played the veto yet. Unless they're playing it now.
If Shannon wins the veto, she will take herself down.
Yes.
And then do you think it's Omarosa that's going to go up? But no matter what, then they're going to do James.
Yeah, probably.
So Mars in the chat room said James is cocky and arrogant, but I don't mind him as a BB player. I like it when people have a positive attitude and they near the bottom. He looks like a bottom, honey. Let me just tell you. If there is a power bottom in that house, it is James, honey, because I'll tell you what. I have never seen a bigger asshole in my entire life. Here I'm already messing up Allison's stream. Sorry, Allison, this one's going to be demonetized too, girl. I've already started. He does treat this just as a game. Just as a game. I think he's treating, if you want my opinion, I think James is treating this as a platform to generate more followers for his Twitter, his social media, and get more record sales for his shitty single that he has out that he keeps trying to get people to buy, which I don't give a crap about him.
With her big butthole lips.
With her big butthole lips.
Look. I put Kim Kardashian's butthole lips on.
Yeah, somebody said, right. Oh my God, you didn't. Well, there's Allison's cameo. So we did actually get to have Allison.
Yeah, she's here. She's here in spirit.
She's here in spirit. Allison's she's here in spirit. Somebody said, who's the guy? Mars said, who's the guy in the background? He has me laughing all the time.
That's her production assistant.
That's my security. Where's my security? Because in the zombie apocalypse, he's the one I'm going to throw out the front door while I book it for the fucking woods, bitch. I'm going to find myself a goddamn bunker, hunker down with my Hormel chili, girl, and you ain't going to hear from me for 2 years till it all blows over.
Do you really have Hormel chili in a bunker?
I live for Hormel chili. Can I just tell you? I live for Hormel chili. Marissa stinks of egg fried rice with peas, said Freddie Blue. Marissa stinks of egg fried rice with peas. I can tell you I've never smelled egg fried rice with peas before in my life. So I can't tell you exactly how that smells, but I will tell you if the bitch doesn't wash her weave soon, she's going to smell like a basement.
Oh my God, that fucking weave. That
she
thing,
will.
It's a weave, but that weave is the size of a full-on wig.
It's huge.
It's massive.
It's
and she
huge.
She throws it over her arm, carries it around like a dog or something.
It's like one of those little. It's like one of those Chinese crested Chihuahua things that has the shaggy hair and everything like that. I'm sure it looked good going in, but bitch, let me just tell you, to be fair and to play devil's advocate, if I was to be in Big Brother, which would never happen because I would never do it, by day 7, my hair would look like it had a nest of pigeons that could live in it. So I have a little bit of respect for her keeping it as neat as she possibly can, besides it looking like she could store a couple of illegals in there. And she's got Mickey Mouse ears. Well, you know, Deb, you had ears on earlier today. Don't know where they went, but I was a fan. I was a fan of your ears.
Yeah, they're my cat ears. Where are they?
So I think you should put on your pussy ears and let us have a look. I'm very fond of them. Somebody said I'm only watching for Brandy. Freddie Blue said I'm only watching for Brandy, and I'm really rooting for Shannon.
Yeah,
I think you're right, Freddie. We have to really, really watch out for Brandy. Brandy is what we call a dark horse.
Yes, yes. She's playing very stealthy. She's playing in the shadows.
She's discreetly pulling everybody's strings. Brandy has been manipulating people's opinions and the narrative of this since the very beginning, Deb, since the very start, and she's gotten no blood on her hands. And how you do that is you make your desires seem just like opinions, and you twist that narrative in order to form people's opinions, kind of like the media when they told us Hillary Clinton was going to win. You know how they did that, had us all lulled into a sense of false security, and then pulled an old bait and switch, and now they won't let me use the bathroom in North Carolina, bitch. Let me just tell you right now, no ma'am, you are not going to give me twice with that shit.
You make people think that your thoughts and your ideas are theirs.
Exactly, and Brandy seems to be a master at that, does she not?
Yeah, she does.
Does she not? Like, I would be afraid to be friends with Brandy because I think I'd lose my identity. Like, I would not know if I wanted to have that Mai Tai or if I wanted to be a drunken lush because she was. Like, I just have no clue. She's so convincing and she's so clever. And I'll tell you what, Ariana Grande. Do it for me, girl. Ariana Grande, whoever the fuck she is, Ariana. That girl has not a single 2 brain cells to rub together. She couldn't light a fire if she tried. I mean, maybe if she ran fast on a damn treadmill, her thighs might spark some shit. But the girl has not a singular idea of her own. She's literally a puppet. Has she got thigh gap?
Yeah.
Could you ride a Cadillac up her thigh, bitch? Her and James make a good couple. Big asshole, big coochie.
She's a puppet.
I'm just saying.
Sock puppet.
Dylan Andrews said Ariadna. You know what? That's too much work for my lips, girl. I got too many fillers to make them work that hard. That cannot work. I don't know if it was like it was like somebody didn't pronounce it right in the hospital, and that's just what they wrote on the paper. It's just what they wrote down for the poor bitch. It's like, well, we needed to add a D in there just to make
I had a friend of mine, different. Speaking of the nurses wrote on this baby that was born. This friend of mine was telling me the story that the mother fell asleep after she gave birth. So it was a girl. So they just wrote female. So the mother wakes up and she's like, oh, I really like that name. I think I'm going to keep it because I couldn't think of a name. She's like, Famali.
For Molly. Oh,
For Molly.
no. For Molly.
Yeah, so she thought the nurses named her baby for Molly.
Well, you know, this is the thing. When God was handing out smarts and beauty, this is how I feel about Andriana. When God was handing out smarts and beauty, she had to choose between one line or the other, or God didn't like her enough to give her two helpings. So she stuck with the pretty part. And that Brandy, however, she was really beautiful back in the day, Brandy. Now her face is so plastic that if she falls down, she's going to dent it, but the bitch can just pop it all back into place.
Oh my God. Yeah.
So yeah, she's had it all done. But she's had to compensate for that by being brainy. She's really smart. And I never gave Brainy, like I watched the Real Housewives, girl, because my cousin was in Real Housewives of Vancouver, which is the Real Housewives nobody watched because it was canceled after 2 seasons. Sorry about that, Mary. Anyway, so Brandy, she was just known as the villain. She was the bitch. So I was really not knowing what to expect when Brandy and Omarosa came into this play. I thought it was going to be a major shit fest, right, between the two.
And I think
somehow Omarosa has found herself back in everybody's good graces because the bitch has come back full of the Holy Spirit, having found Jesus again. Let me tell you what, having found Jesus again, she has gone all Roman Catholic Baptist, whatever you want to say. And now she is suddenly put on her sainthood hat and she is blessing everybody with goodwill. What the fuck happened to her?
I don't even get it. I don't get it. Are they really that stupid? Are they really that stupid to not know that she's manipulating them?
Bitch, I would tell you what, if I was in that house, Omarosa would not come near me because I would be saging the place and putting salt in all the goddamn doorways because the bitch wouldn't be spontaneously combust the minute she'd come near me. It was not going to happen. No, ma'am. I do not trust Omarosa. I don't know how suddenly everybody's like, oh, we have Omarosa on our side and it's all good. How is that going to happen?
She's using them. She's using them. They're going to use her as a vote and she's going to fuck them over and send them out the door.
I don't know, because I think it's really going to be her brains against Brandy's brains, because right at this point, I don't see somebody like Mark, for example. Mark. Who is Mark in the house? What does Mark do?
I think he's waiting. I think he's waiting for his time to kick himself into gear. I think he's getting ready to play.
So he's getting ready to play. Okay. So you think he's getting ready to put the fucking car in drive and finally do some goddamn thing?
Yeah, I think he's sitting back, letting everybody else kill each other and just be the jovial one and be the happy guy. You know, you could put me up as a pawn if you want, just very agreeable. And I think now that Meta has decided to stay, who is that whore that just came in?
Oh my God. It's Allison. Did we just be blessed with the presence of Allison? Too late, bitch. If you were coming to tell me to watch my mouth, I done already fucked up, girl. It's a wrap.
I've been listening.
We have sunk ourselves.
I just called you a whore. No, I was saying that now that Meta has decided to stay and play, I think Mark, I think Mark is going to team up with him. And maybe James, if James stays, and Omarosa. And
Omarosa. So Anelta in the chat said, I got Anelta in the chat said Mark is floating like Rose from the Titanic. That's right. The bitch is hanging from the door. The bitch is hanging from the door. She is clinging for her life, honey, because she doesn't want to go down with the rest of the ship. Mark is smart as hell in that context. But let's talk about Meta for a minute, because I'm really confused about Meta.
What happened with him tonight? I haven't seen the episode yet. So what happened with Meta tonight? The
same thing that has happened with Meta every night. Meta just sort of stands around. He makes faces. He gives soliloquies to the camera, and he looks good. Exactly what I did in Sequester, because the bitch has no idea what's going on. He has not a clue what he's doing. So he's just giving a show. He's just giving a show. It's like you don't belong there. Mars said, "Happy Valentine's Day, Allison."
Oh, thank you. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody.
Happy Valentine's Day. Did you get laid?
Maybe.
Oh, good girl. Yes. Oh, come on. You know, we have to live vicariously through you. The rest of us do. So I am privileged and honored to
Her
know
hair
that
is a
at
little
least one
messy.
got the D. Is it really? It's a little messy? Well, I'm a
Yeah.
little messy, so that never counts. Meta used to keep Shannon from talking to Ari like a bodyguard. Meta was used to keep Shannon from Ari. Now, listen, that's what I'm saying. Ari, why can't she handle herself? Meta being a shield. That's exactly what he's going to turn into, you realize. A meat shield. They're going to, I'm covering my ears. Allison's an angel. You don't know that, bitch. Let me tell you, Mars. No.
No idea what the after show is like around here when y'all aren't around.
Exactly. Freddie Blue said, "Oh my God, my niece grabbed my phone." Well, bitch, Sunday, take that your little girl to church, honey, because she just witnessed the freakishness of myself, and
you're gonna have to stage the child.
Baptize her all over again. Baptize her all over again. You know, when I was young, my mom was searching for religion over and over and over again. And I swear to God, I was baptized 15 times. I would actually go and have myself baptized over and over again because I thought I was so awful. Now I just don't give a shit if I go to hell. Now I'm just like, oh, forget it. It's just not, it's not going to do me any good. I am sick and tired. At this point, I'd have to go to church every evening at 7 o'clock just to get my daily washing of my soul. And it don't work.
Why don't you just put some holy water in a spritz bottle, and every once in a while just give yourself a little shh.
Well, you see, that would make sense, but I'm at the point now where I hope that if I learn to do my makeup well enough, God's just going to let me in because I'm pretty, bitch. That's what I'm sticking to. That's what. Hey, it might, Allison. If it does, you know, we're for sure shoo-in. St. Peter's going to be like, "Oh yes, ho, get your ass in there."
You know what else you could do? You know the setting spray that you use to set your makeup. You could just put some holy water in the setting spray.
Hey, problem
that's
solved.
not a bad idea. Problem solved. Problem solved. Freddie said her name is Ari, quite contrary. I think we should just call her Ari because that's just too much work for my tongue.
Whatever.
So okay, so let's say this. It's to me, it's becoming predictable at this point because the strategizing, everything like that. I think even to Shannon, before it ever happened, she knew exactly what was going to go down. She knew it was going to happen.
So what happened tonight? Like, I know James and Shannon are nominated, right?
Yes.
Is that what happened? So what happened? Yes. Like, did they show, like, really quick, explain to me what happened tonight? Like, what happened?
Deb, you fill her in so I can light myself a cigarette, girl.
Basically nothing.
Okay.
Shannon and James went up. Shannon tried to talk to Ari, but they all blocked her because Shannon was under the assumption that Omarosa and Meta were going up. So they concocted a plan that either Omarosa or Meta would be with Ari at all times. So Shannon couldn't talk to them.
Ah.
Yep. And then
so she didn't get locked out again and then the light go off or anything like that. Like
No, they didn't do that, but they just blocked her with Meta and Omarosa, and she finally got the hint, and now she's breaking down mentally, and she's having a little nervous breakdown, and it breaks my heart to see her like that because she's been playing a really clean game, and everybody's telling lies about her game, and because they're all telling lies, they're all believing it, and no one's believing her. So,
well, that's the thing, though. Yeah. Isn't that really what the most frustrating aspect of this whole scenario is Shannon has not lied, and anything that she did, she has come fully forward and admitted. Like she has said, like she's not been shady, she's not been backstabbing, she's not tried to manipulate anyone. She's really tried to work for the benefit of the 7 alliance members that she thought had her back, which clearly they don't have hers anymore. And now she's being demonized and called a liar and accused of making side deals in the very same way that everybody else was accusing everybody else of doing, was making side deals, right?
Yeah.
So, everybody was accusing her of doing what they're doing.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
I read
classic
online,
projection.
Right. And I read online today that, well, 2 things. First, I read online that people are treating James and Shannon like Cody or Jody from last season of Big Brother. Who was that? Cody and was it Jessica?
Jessica
and Cody. Kind of, yeah. And they're kind of alienating her and James, but apparently James, he's in on
doesn't
it now.
give a shit.
Right. And Omarosa and Meta, were they in on blocking her all night?
Yes.
Yeah.
They were in on it. Okay.
Omarosa is fully in the lifeboat now. She has been restored, recovered, and she has been returned to her former glory. Omarosa has been re-embraced into the fold, and I do not understand why. I don't know how that happened.
Is she gonna win at this point? I mean, I'm serious. I mean, everybody's.
The thing is, you have to remember who you're sending out the door and how you're sending them out the door and how they feel when they leave.
Right.
How did you make them feel? And
well,
it's
let me just remind you briefly of Omarosa's words, and this is out of her own mouth. What she said: before I will ever put Meta up, I will put every beige person up on that wall.
Oh, I didn't know about that.
Did she or did she not say that?
Oh, I don't know. I hadn't heard that. I hadn't heard that.
Well, bitch, you heard it now because I just told you.
Okay.
So I just filled you in. So that's the tea. So that means that if it ever comes down to them starting to conspire against Meta, who I don't even know why he's still there. He just bounces around and kind of shimmies. And I'm like, do you know where you are? Are you lost? Or I feel like he just lost and wandered in and they just locked him in by accident, like what happened to me one time late night at the Walmart store. I was like, is anybody gonna, like, hello? Does somebody work here? Anyway, I feel like that's kind of what he's doing there. He has no point or purpose except to be a vote. And Omarosa, I think, is going to maneuver him into a power position. And I don't know how somebody so damn athletic as Meta World has, because it wasn't he a football player or something like that. He did something sporty.
Basketball.
Okay, yeah, I knew it was something with balls and it was sporty. But I could say the same thing about myself.
Hey, Allison.
Yeah.
Allison, did you get to see your other appearance that you made?
Oh, yeah, my Kim Kardashian butthole lips.
Your butthole lips.
Yeah.
Were those real?
I was trying to lie, and I was like, oh my God, what is that?
Yes.
Yeah,
we had to have you here in some semblance, in some manner. You couldn't go.
Let me ask you ladies something. This is something that I was thinking about today. Omarosa is back in the thick of things again, per se. And she is somewhat a voice while in there now. And it might possibly manipulate, again, and get people to kind of do what she wants or whatever while laying low and, barely talking where we can't even hear. But if you get her out of the house and vote her out, she very well could still do the same thing outside of the house with the jury members. I mean, I kind of feel like it's a double-edged sword with her. You keep her in the house, she's going to stealth she's out there, it's like that. I don't see her doing anything. If she's going to argue with somebody, she doesn't need a freaking audience to do it. She just does it one-on-one, whatever. She doesn't care. But if you get her out of the house, she's going to try to spin it there too, I think, with social media and Twitter and everybody. Because if you think about it, there could be people who really are listening to her loyal followers or whatever. And if we as America have a vote, as one vote for the winner, she could manipulate it that way. I don't know. This was just me thinking today.
Do you leave her until Final Four?
Better in my brain than it did with me verbalizing it. I'm sorry, what, Deborah?
Do you leave her until Final Four to not give her, because then that would take her to the finale,
right?
With the Final Four, and she wouldn't have the opportunity to go home. She would probably go to a hotel room.
True, or back to the hospital.
I don't think that Omarosa is. I don't think that people, and let's talk about just the general public, right, are stupid enough to believe anything that Omarosa says, whether she's inside the house or outside the house. It seems like the only people that have drank the Kool-Aid in terms of believing anything that she says are in the house. The rest of the world is like, this bitch is going to try to sell a book. This bitch is looking for some attention. She has gone from the White House to the Big Brother house. That's a pretty big fall. She has had her integrity compromised. She's had her character questioned. She's going through all this nonsense, right? All of it. So I'm like, well, for somebody that has absolutely no integrity anymore and nobody believing a word she says, does she really pose a threat in influencing the game either way?
I think that I don't know. I just feel like she's very manipulative and she has a way of talking to people and speaking to people. Like, and she just says whatever because she genuinely doesn't give a shit. Do you think she really gave a shit when she talked about Shannon possibly being in the bathroom crying, cutting herself? That's not funny to me.
That was not funny.
Yeah,
she said after
you went there,
Shannon lost the POV. She said, "Oh, she's probably in the bathroom cutting herself now."
Yeah,
and that is not funny. Self-harm
was
is
that
not
put on the live
show.
About.
No, they did not put it on.
Like they're going to put anything. See, this is another problem I'm having. They aren't going to put anything on the live show that is really going to make Omarosa look bad, because let's face it, I love Big Brother, been a loyal fan for 18 years, but I'm going to go ahead and say it. They had everything to do with her being safe during the first night, a week ago, because there's no way. I mean, she would have been out the freaking door from first of what people knew of her. And all of a sudden she's safe for all of this drama. All this is happening. The producers are not going to sit there and make her look bad. They're not going to talk about putting the brown people out on the wall, nothing, and talking about self-harm and making jokes about, stuff like that. So I just think that, I'm not saying that she could control America when she gets out of the house, but I mean, she still could be playing the other players, because, they don't even, for these people that are already going to out of the house, they really don't. Chuck Liddell doesn't really watch the show. He's probably watching it now. Keisha Knight, did Rudy Huxtable, was she really a super fan?
I mean, I think she is an afterthought. He's at home playing Xbox. Yeah. He don't give a shit what's going on at this point.
Yeah, he's not paying attention. I mean, it's just, and Rudy is going to do whatever Omarosa says. So if they get Shannon out, Shannon is loved by everyone because she is playing a game that she's not. I'm sorry. I've had a lot to eat tonight and I'm a little gassy and I'm trying to burp while I talk. And it's like, I just feel like Shannon hasn't like, even when she flipped the house to vote Chuck out, I mean, it wasn't completely her, but the target fell on her. It was Ross too.
It was collective, and it was collective, and it made her
bad. Yeah.
They all projected it onto her.
Outside of the house is different from what's in the house, I guess is what I'm saying.
Right. But what exactly, see, this would never happen on Celebrity Big Brother in the UK, because they broadcast everything. And the more sensational, shocking, or controversial it is, the higher the ratings, even if it makes somebody look really, really bad.
Right.
Really bad. There have been people ejected from Celebrity Big Brother in the UK for saying stuff like that.
Right.
So shielding Omarosa from the court of public opinion by editing her is a totally produced line of bullshit. If I had somebody that could walk around and edit everything I say, I'd have friends instead of cats.
Don't you think these people? I will just be honest. Don't you think these people are going to be able to go on Twitter and look and see what she did? They're going to go on YouTube and see the videos. They're going to see it. Yeah. And that's the thing. You're saying all this shit, talking trash about people and saying really mean things about her harming herself and stuff like that. Don't you think Shannon's going to see that? Don't you think everybody is going to see that?
So let me ask you this. After they're eliminated from the house, are they allowed access to their Twitter, or do they remain sequestered until the final?
Oh, no, they go home. They can do whatever they want in Celebrity Big Brother, but not Big Brother. I think it's the first 5 or is it the first 5 or 6 evicted for regular Big Brother that get to go home, and the rest make up the jury. So the first 6 or 7 people evicted in regular Big Brother go home and they can watch, stir the pot, play sequester. I mean, they can do whatever. And you know, and they know what's up, but they can't, you know, it's so funny to me is they have one perspective of Shannon while they're in the house. And when they get out of the house, they're going to have a completely different perspective. And I guess what I was trying to say earlier is with Omarosa, she's one way in the house and then they'll see another. I don't know. To me, she's almost the same. Like she's very manipulative and she's doesn't give a crap. And it's just, I don't know. I just don't. And God forbid I say anything about her, talking about cutters, because we're a bunch of assholes for attacking women who breastfeed. Let me tell you people something really quick. The 3 of us said the same thing that other people said in podcasts. We were not attacking Rudy Huxtable for breastfeeding her baby and wanting to leave. The argument was you have a 1-year-old that depends on you for breast milk and nutrients. When Big Brother approached you, you should have said, this isn't a good time for me to do this because you are putting your breast milk at risk by stress. And Deborah and I have both tit-fed babies, so we know what we're talking about. But, but I can't say anything about somebody, Omarosa cut, that was some bullshit because that's a real.
Well, let me just be fair. I did say that it was my opinion that you should stop breastfeeding your baby when it could bite your nipple off. I think that there's got to be a line
agree
somewhere.
with you. And that is the freedom of speech. You are allowed to say that, and I agree with you.
That might have been where the whole insensitivity that we're insensitive bitches come across. Let me tell you what, right now, I am not a politically correct bitch. I am a sensible bitch. I'm not somebody who goes along with what sounds right or whatever. I have an opinion, honey. I am not a lemming. I'm what you call a free thinker, bitch. Believe it or not, I think with my own brain. I have my own opinions, my own ideas. And sometimes that is conflicting with what the majority thinks. But I'm not here to make friends and I'm not here to be agreed with. And that's why I like these 2 bitches, because they are the same. They're the same. So we can agree to disagree. We can actually debate back and forth, but we usually agree because, this is just, we're cut from the same cloth. However, I will say that in terms of it being insensitive, no, it was not insensitive. It was my opinion, bitch. And if you don't like it, you can talk to me at Phelan on Twitter and we will have it out.
And
so there you go.
Until you have a baby chewing on your nipple with their pointy little teeth, don't say anything.
I breastfed my cats.
Yeah. I milked my kitties.
I did. I would have breastfed my cat. If I could have, you know what? I watched, it was a Tori Amos did an album many years ago where she was breastfeeding a pig. Like, I just thought that looked like if I saw a little hungry animal and I was like producing milk and all that kind of stuff, I would be like, I would put up a little nip. I would do that for you. Now, you know what? I have no qualms. I mean, if your body is producing food, give a little bit to the hungry, honey. Let's help some. If we send a bunch of lactating women over to Ethiopia, I think the world would be a lot happier place. I am just saying, because I think that all those people over there could use a little bit of nutrients, because Lord forbid, send some to Flint, Michigan, because bitch, we're more worried about what Donald Trump is more worried about Rosie O'Donnell than he is about giving Flint drinkable water. So that's all I'm going to say. I don't want to get too political here, but what I do want to say is when it comes down to it, there is no question in my mind that they're going to backdoor Shannon. They're going to send her right out. There is no, unless she wins the power of veto to take herself down, which if there is a God, which I'm still debating. And if I do find out there's a God, everything about me is going to change, girl. I'm going to be here tomorrow in a suit and a tie. But if there is a God, yes, she will win it. And she will take herself down. And I believe the bitch deserves some redemption. Now we've got people in the chat room right now that are quiet, and we want to hear from you. We want to hear what you have to say. Do you think that Shannon has the ability to win the power veto? And if so, she takes herself down, who's she going to put in her place?
Yeah, now the HOH will pick who to replace Shannon with.
They're going to have to pick somebody.
What are their options? Who are they going to put up against, because they've got Omarosa and Meta running interference. So they're going to put one of them up and say, oh, we'll just send James home. Because apparently James is in a new alliance with Ariana Grande, Brandy, is it Ross? And
well, they all are kind of at this point. Everybody in the house except Shannon and James. Right. Everybody. So if they take Shannon down, Amanda being the Amanda, whatever the you know who I'm talking about.
Marissa?
If she is the Andriana. The minute that she ain't able to think for herself, we have established this. She cannot think for herself. So suddenly she has to make a snap judgment, and she has to sit there and put somebody else up. She's going to have to put up somebody who she has strategized with to make this happen. So who's it going to be?
Mark. I think she'll put up Mark. Do you think she'll put up Mark?
Yeah, because she knows no one's going to vote him out.
Or she could put up Marissa or somebody that really isn't doing anything. I mean, well, besides strategizing, but when is the POV? Is it tomorrow or is it tonight?
No, I think they're playing it now.
Okay.
But speaking of POV, the people that are playing, besides Ariana Grande, whatever her name is, James, Shannon, Brandy, Omarosa, and Ross.
Okay, so James or Shannon's going to win the POV. Let's just be real for a minute. Like it's between James. It depends on what it is. But if it's physical,
it might be OTEV. Could be OTEV.
So if James wins the POV, it really doesn't matter who they put up. Let's just hope that no one begs to be voted out. I mean, I
know. I'm so sick of this. I'm so sick of these anticlimactic. I'm ready to go home. Please put me on. If Meta Filter pulls this shit, Meta World pulls this shit where he's like, okay, put me up because I'm ready to go home to my wife anyway. Yeah. I mean, then I don't know. Give this man a fleshlight or something. Give him a sock in a private room because I'm so sick and tired of hearing him go on and on and on about his wife. Just let him go and have his moment, or so he can actually put his head in the game. Because thus far he has not. All he has done is whine, and I would not be surprised if he begs whoever wins the POV to put him up on the board and vote him out. And then we've sat and done it again. We've done it again. The third uneventful, anticlimactic, non-game changing episode.
Well, what they need to do is pull a Phelan and say, F you, Meta, no, we're not voting you out. We're sending Shanna home. Shut up. You know.
This shit would not happen on my watch. This shit would not be going down like this. I would not be a lemming. I would not be going along with the group think bullshit.
Well, that's what Brandy was doing. Brandy did not want to send Keisha home.
She shouldn't have. She shouldn't have sent Keisha home. She should have been like, bitch, you sit right in that chair and pump your little tits till they are the size of little shrinkled prunes, bitch. You will stay here because I still have this game to play and I got to get that bitch out. You will sit and I see here we're going to go. I'm going to get insensitive again, girl. And we're going to get hate mail. But whatever, it is what it is. So I will tell you, it is what it is. I would tell that Meta World Peace, you can sit your ass down. Your wife can hang on a little bit. I got a couple dirty socks I could lend you, and you could just hold the hell and wait until it's your turn, honey, because we will get around to you, bitch, because you are not important enough to be here. We will duck, goose you eventually, but we have bigger fish to fry.
So Mars in the chat room has said, just put up Ross already. I'm sure they can see he has put in his 2 cents all the time.
2 cents, Mars. But Ross has put in actually $20.25. Ross has actually went around to everybody, influencing everybody, dropping names in people's ear, changing his story, changing his mind. He is a classic. I mean, I'm just telling you right now.
Mess.
Right now. He is not somebody I would want organizing anything. I don't know how the man makes his own food or who ties his shoelaces in the morning because he cannot make up his mind on anything. And he's constantly flipping, bitch. He's like a pancake.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's like freaking IHOP and shit.
He drives me nuts. And I was a big Ross fan.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, has anyone picked up really on it yet?
Yes.
Has anyone really picked up on him yet?
Brandy has. Omarosa has. Yeah.
Austin, love you.
Yeah.
You know that Ross is up to something. You know Ross is up to something when he's talking to you and he's like this. Yeah. You know, I don't want to say it, but you know, when he starts that crap, you know, he's just sitting over there.
Girl, when he does that shit, I'm going to slap him straight. I cannot stand that when he pulls that shit. When he goes up to that thing, he's like, oh, it goes into a room with Marissa. He goes into a room with Brandy. He goes into a room with whoever else is there, because Mark. He goes into a room with James. He goes into a room, and he's always got this little, like it's the fucking Secret Service, bitch. He goes in there like he has got some mission, and he sits there and he'll lean against something. You know, he's always leaning against something, girl. And he's like, this is what we gotta do. This is what I think. Bitch, who are you afraid is going to hear you? Because I can barely hear you. Why are you whispering?
It's going to get out anyway because you can't keep your mouth shut.
You are so damn extra. And do you not think that these people are going to communicate and be like, well, Ross talked to me. And then somebody's going to be like, well, Ross talked to me. Somebody's going to be like, well, Ross talked to me. Ross. You might have a star on the Palm Springs Walk of Fame, bitch. But in this house, you are going to get walked all over. All over, because you have laid yourself out. You have laid your lumpy ass out, and everybody knows who you are now. We see you, Ross. We see you.
We see you. We see what you're doing.
Everybody's starting to see it, and they're all starting to talk about it. So he's definitely.
We've got a week now. We've got a week and a half left of this, and we have Friday night show, which will be the live eviction, and it's going to be 2 freaking hours. I don't know what they're going to show us in those 2 hours.
It's a double eviction. It's a double eviction.
Oh, it's a double? Okay. So, because I'm just trying to figure out how they're going to eliminate all of these people in a week and a half.
In a short amount of time.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just mind-boggling. But I just think so. The POV right now is just, okay. So
here's the thing.
Go ahead. Yeah.
When this is what happened to Shannon. This is exactly what happened to Shannon. Immediately after the Keisha's eviction, everybody got into a room, and Ross looked at everybody and he said, she is running this whole game. And that's the narrative that he created, and that's the bar that he set. She's running this whole game. So with Shannon gone, let's say that she does leave, who's he going to run to, him and Brandy now, because Brandy's kind of becoming the puppet master and accused of running the whole game? Who's going to be accused of running the whole show? Because that's going to be the next target.
So, okay, so what you're saying is Ross won't have Shannon to run to anymore.
No, because here's another thing. James has literally done nothing but toot his own horn and slap his own ass. He's done nothing. He's tried to be cooperative, and I admire that. I appreciate that. At least he's tried to be cooperative, except and not against everybody. He's not ruffled a lot of feathers. I don't like him just basically because I hate people, and you know that whole arrogant cisgender kind of straight man. I'm the shit and I know it, and I have to compensate for my 2-inch penis by talking about that. Like that whole thing with James, I just cannot with him. I'm sorry. I can't like him even if I try. He's lucky I'm not in the house with him, because bitch, he would be 2 feet tall by the time we left that house, because I would read the bitch down every goddamn day. Oh, he would hate my guts so bad. He would be poisoning my teeth. He would be poisoning me.
Did you see, I was listening to some of the YouTube videos of live feeds, and man, I'll tell you what, man, sometimes they take these things down as soon as they go up. But there was one when they were all in the room together, and they were letting James in on this. This was like after the eviction and all this stuff. And they were talking about, I think, Shannon and whatever. And Brandy was kind of leading the whole conversation, and James was talking, and he goes, she's like, well, I don't like you. Let's just be real. I don't like you. And he just goes,
that would have been me.
I know. And he goes, I find that funny every time you say that, Brandy, because I genuinely like you. She goes, well, I don't like you. And she just kept on talking. And it was just so nonchalant. And James just was like, okay. And it just seems like, wouldn't it be funny? Wouldn't it be ironic if at the end James and Brandy work together? Because couldn't they come together somehow? Because everyone knows that she hates him. Wouldn't that be kind of beneficial for her to take him to the side when no one else is around? But then again, could she trust him? He seems to be loyal to who he sticks with. But I don't know.
They could end up in the final two.
Oh,
yeah, well,
no.
I don't know. There'd be a final two, but I mean, it would definitely be someone that she could keep with him to win comps and keep set, you know, and work that together. But like I said, if they're playing the POV right now, it's going to be James or Shannon. There ain't going to be any throwing going on around here anymore.
Well, especially if it's Otev, they're thinking it might be Otev.
Oh God! Oh yeah!
Who the hell's
had an asthma attack trying to slide up that slide, trying to get up that slide.
Well, give me the tea. What's an OTEV?
OTEV is veto backwards, and basically it's like there's like this big water slide. It's like water and gook and whatever kind of stuff, like slime, and there's like this god, which is Otev, at the top of the slide. And he will tell you a riddle, and you have to find the answer to the riddle in the water, in the slime. And then once you find it, you have to run up and kneel down on the altar and give your answer to Otev. And every time, there's only a certain amount of altars there. So every time a round goes, they take one away. So there's an odd person out, and they're the ones that end up losing, unless, of course, somebody gets the answer wrong.
Okay, well, that sounds like a kinky smut film game. I mean, I'm just telling you right now. If it's something that where you have to be athletic, this is why I could never do Big Brother.
Allison, is very physical.
I got to tell you something though. This is why I'd never do Big Brother. I'm not physical, and I don't like to get dirty. I don't like.
I'm right there with you.
No, ma'am. I despise getting dirty. I would have to get there by my wits and my smarts and my big ass hair. That's the only way that I would get anywhere, to be fair. But if they do this OTEV thing, who is the most athletic left? Certainly not Ross, not Marissa, not Omarosa. Ariana is lucky that she can walk on her two goddamn giraffe legs. But let me tell you what, Mark, he's grandpa. He's too old. I don't have to see him doing much shit anything.
Right, but you also have to know the answer to the questions. You also
so you have to be able to figure out a riddle.
Yes, you have to be able to figure out a riddle, know the answer, get the answer, and then get up the slide, climb up the slide, and get on the altar before someone else does. So you got to be fast, and you got to be smart to be able to guess the riddle.
See, now that I'm thinking, it's either going to be James, Shannon, or Ariana Grande. Like, I really feel like Ariana Grande is a lot smarter. I don't know. I've been listening to these live feeds and watching some of this stuff, and she's like, I don't know. A lot of people say Brandy is kind of in her ear, but it's almost like she's been having conversations with people on her own, and she's not going to, she seems to know her stuff. So
she may know.
I know. Look, I never thought I'd say that.
She's just she's being spoon fed, so she knows what she can repeat. What she's being spoon fed, so she has an idea of what she wants to happen, but she's already been spoon fed that information. The thing is, with OTEV, you have to know. Like, they will give you a riddle about one of the competitions, and you have to know what that competition was and who won or whatever the answer to the riddle. Does she know?
How many competitions have they had in a week?
Just a couple. Hi, welcome, Stephen. But let me just tell you what, Ariana won the last competition by accident. That wasn't on purpose. That was a complete fluke. That was luck. Yeah. That was like she had sold her soul to the devil for a little bit just so she could do. There was no strategy. There was no, I mean, that was like a complete mistake that she won. Otherwise, Shannon would have had it.
Yeah, she accidentally hit like a wrong button. Like, she literally did not mean to hit the button or something, right?
No, she accidentally hit the ball and it managed to bounce off a rock, and it swung itself right into a hole. which is basically the only way that I get laid. So that's like, I appreciated that. I appreciated that. That was good for her. Good for her. But like otherwise, she was up there with Shannon has already done it, had already, beaten everybody and was up there. And then here comes Andriana swinging her little mallet. And I swear to God, she was just blindly swinging. This is the only way I would ever win anything either, completely by accident. And it just bounced off a rock and went right in the hole. And that's how she became head of household. So other than that, what is she going to do? If this is an intelligence game again, the bitch already tried to spell the word warning, and we came out with weighing.
Well, let me ask you a question, though, Deborah.
Yes.
I didn't mean to interrupt you earlier when you were talking about the OTEV, but let me ask you something. Because you said, it's like about comps, like who won this and who won that. If they did actually do an OTEV competition, what would they really base it off of? Because they really haven't had a lot of competitions to do it off of.
3 HOHs.
True.
So there's 3 HOHs, 3 vetoes. Well, 2 vetoes because the third one is that. So there is enough. I mean, they could ask multiple questions on an HOH or a veto comp.
Okay. I was kind of wondering if one of the questions could be which boob dried up first on Keisha Knight Pullman.
Oh, you shady bitch.
The left or the right? Go find the answer.
So Mars said questions are usually easy on OTEV. It's pretty much an athletic event, which means Marissa's screwed, Ross is fucked, and Grandpa Sugar Ray is gonna unless somebody gives him a walker with wheels, bitch, he ain't gonna be doing much, because I'm telling you what, he has left me.
And he's not gonna get up that ramp.
No, he's not.
No, he's not gonna get up that slimy ramp.
Okay, so let's just right now, because we've got just a couple minutes left, but I want to say right now, it appears from where they left us off, Shannon is morally defeated.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Like,
she is just defeated. She has given up. She says she doesn't like the game anymore. She just wants to go home to her boyfriend. She knows that her only option to stay in this game, because the pressure on her now, is to win the power of veto. I don't think James is really at all worried, because he knows that everybody wants rid of Shannon more than they want rid of him.
Right.
Yeah.
So he's not really afraid.
Unless Shannon wins that veto. I hope she wins that veto. I really hope to God she wins.
I would love
so we have to, yeah, exactly. If she wins the veto, she's going to take herself down. And I guarantee you, then we're really going to see a show. Because at that point, I believe that she will take herself down, and they're probably going to eliminate James.
Right. Oh, and they're all going to be up her ass too.
Oh,
which I'm glad. Let James go. Get rid of James. I mean, I cannot stand him. I cannot stomach James. Every time I see him, I get a little bit of that bile climb up in the back of my throat, bitch. I'm just like, oh no, I cannot with that bitch. I'm sorry. Happy Valentine's Day, Stephen. I'm glad you and your boyfriend had a great day. Fuck you for having a boyfriend first place, bitch. I'm telling you what, leave me sit down with my cats, sit there and get up on here and brag about having a Valentine's Day with your big old heart, honey. Good for you. Good for you. Look and see my happy face. See, you and what's her name too? Allison. Allison off with her boyfriend on Valentine's Day. Go take herself out to eat. Now she got gas, bitch. I hope you bloat to the size of an elephant.
Oh my God.
Fart all night. I hope you fart all night.
I was I was taking care of business in the bathroom before I logged in on here. Okay. If that makes you feel any better, Phelan.
She said log.
Yes, it does. It makes me much happier. It makes me much happier, because I'll tell you what, right now, for my Valentine's Day, I got sweet tea and a McChicken, bitch. So there you have it.
Oh,
that was mine.
How proud I am of the two of you for starting the show from tonight, because I had to be late and I didn't even think I was going to. My boyfriend is so sweet. He kept saying, I I'm going to get you back to the house because I know how much this means to you. And I kept saying, no, it's fine. And we went to dinner and we went and got our ice cream and we exchanged our gifts. And when we got to my house, he walked me to the door. It's raining here, put an umbrella over me. And he goes, you go in the house and you get on your show. And he gave me a big kiss and a hug. And he said, I love you and I'm proud of you. You're doing what you love. And I went in the house. So I actually didn't get laid tonight, but I'm probably going to have to make up for it twice this weekend for tonight. But he was like, he really wanted me to be here with you because we were laughing. We were actually listening when we were on our way to the house. It's like, oh my God, y'all are crazy.
Oh, Allison, they're so cute. I just want to set you on fire, honey. It's so sweet. So goddamn sweet. Anyway, so we have tomorrow, I'm sure we're going to finally see the power of veto, the POV, and we're going to see who manages to take power from the others. If anybody but James or Shannon gets it, we're going to see Shannon leave. Absolutely, positively. Thanks, Mars, for liking the 4-person live YouTube format. Just so you know, bitch, there's only 3 of us. How much have you had to drink?
He's talking about your friend. Now, who's the person behind you again? What's his name?
Back here?
Oh, her production assistant.
Our production assistant.
Yeah.
That's our production assistant.
He keeps me sane, and bless his heart, delivers my tea. So when I summon, he appears. Like, you remember that guy on the Addams Family that you would just ring a bell and then suddenly there he would be? Yes.
Can we call him Lurch?
Yes, that's who he is. So otherwise, if we don't get if it's not Shannon or James, it's going to be Shannon that's going to take the lead. She's going to there's going to be no back door. It's going to be her just leaving straight out the front. So poor bitch. That's right. I feel sorry for her. Yeah, she's done wonderful. If she doesn't go, it's James. It's pretty predictable what's going to happen. But again, this is Big Brother, and things tend to move really quickly. This has been a very fast-paced game for as uneventful and predictable.
Now, there's not a show tomorrow night, right? It's Friday. There's not one tomorrow, right?
I don't think so. No, I think it's Friday.
Okay, so there's a 2-hour show Friday. And like I said, that's what's that going to be? I guess that's going to be the live eviction. Well, they're going to show probably the POV, whether the POV, they're going to drag the fuck out of the POV in whatever scenario is going to come out of that. Then we'll have the live eviction. And then the 4 of us will be back Friday after the live show. So it'll be 10/9 Central next Friday. Please follow. Please like My Weekly Meltdown on Facebook because we post the night of the show, the link, so you can watch the live show, or just subscribe to it on YouTube, My Weekly Meltdown, because then you'll get a notification when we go live and you can just log on. You can Twitter twat all of us. I'm at Summers, SOMMERS 1977. Phelan is at Phelan, PHAYLEN. And Debbie is at My Next Life, Debbie, DEBI. Right?
Right.
Yeah, she's got that shit down.
I'm down.
Yes, she does.
She's got that shit down.
So please tune in Friday for the after show. And thank you so much. Please share your thoughts and whatever in the comments of this video and also on My Weekly Meltdown. We appreciate you guys. And again, I love you, Phelan, and I love you, Debbie, so much for getting this started tonight. And I appreciate it. You guys are awesome.
Oh, thank you for trusting us. And we hope we didn't disappoint you. I know my language means this is not being monetized. So girl, you're going to be broke. You're going to be a broke bitch by the time this is over. Let me just tell you what. Please like and share this video so I can keep my job, girl. Right. Please.
We can split that $1.85.
Because otherwise, let me tell you what, with my mouth, all I do is get myself into trouble. So just make sure you like and subscribe. What is it they say? Like and subscribe. And if you subscribe, I'm telling you what, we will make Allison show her titties in the next show.
Oh, God. Bring your magnifying glass. Itty bitty titty committee over here.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, let me put my glasses on.
What is that?
All right,
guys,
exactly.
We're going to get out of here.
Thank you all for joining us.
We'll see you guys.
Have a great one. Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.